Oh, we've gone live. So we've gone live, which is Ace. Three faces. Two faces. Here we go. Yeah, Phil's just popped off. He's dealing with a couple of things. We'll just share this out. Are you all right, Adam?
Yeah. Yes, I'm not bad at all, thank you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. A change of scenery. I'm doing this live outside. Big change.
Get some fresh air in your lungs, mate.
Fresh air, that's it, during the lockdown.
Are you streaming this from Beyond Dimensions?
Yes.
Right, I will just go on now.
Hello, everybody.
And
I hope everyone's
share
well.
it. I'll get the link.
And
if I can find it.
I'm
Is it
talking a lot
live, John? Because I can't find link.
It is live, yeah. I'm just going to share it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, how you finding lockdown, Adam? All good?
Yeah, quality, mate. Quality. Getting to spend some time with my family that I don't normally get to, because I normally work a lot.
Yeah, I mean, when we go out on invest at night time, you finish work and you're straight out, aren't you? You know.
Yeah.
That is how close your time is.
Yeah, I've shared it on my page, pal.
Excellent. So yeah, welcome to Beyond Dimensions, everyone. We've got Adam from Hidden Realm Paranormal, and we're just sharing and setting things up. I'm outside. I'm less like a robot. My transmission's better than last time. Since lockdown, we usually do it in studio, and it's set up. Since I've been doing them at home, I had a few problems technical wise, but we've sorted it out now. So, because literally we had to, me and our Phil we could probably do a live from studio, but we've decided no, we'll stick by rules, and keep things how they should be. It's simple as that.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to getting back in the studio when we finally get in there, bud.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we've got a few things to plan. We've still got that project ball and chain, and we've done one location already. I thought that was pretty good. It was that Nabs Wood at Silkston. And I think that what you found, we figured out, we all had an idea something was wrong. It was too good for a EVP because we heard laughter and banging. And then you figured it out, didn't you? Because you knew there were five-a-side caught in distance.
Yeah, right up at top near entrance to the where they came out to the air hole, was it?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. You could have quite easily recorded that EVP, put it out as evidence as kids laughing in that woods.
Yeah,
but we
definitely
took that trick up. We made sure, we debunked it, didn't we? And we made sure that were definitely it. And
yeah, well, it's
best way of doing it.
Something I always take pride in doing, debunking. I always try and find logic, rational explanations in anything, regardless what it is. I'll always try and dig and dig and dig. And then if I can't find a plausible, reasonable, rational explanation, then I'll class it as paranormal.
Yeah, definitely. Just want to say hello to Irene Takura from Japan. Nice. That's very good. That's really good. Steve Hemingway, nice one. You're right, fella. Spot on.
Hi, Steve.
Cindy Verrick, from Belgium. Yeah, that's really good. Nice one. Hello, Dave Yall. Don Duddleson. How you doing? I hope everyone's well. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll put that there. There we go. So yeah,
I think just before we get obviously started, I just did want to, not that I want to give certain teams any airtime, but obviously we all know what we're talking about. There was a TikTok that went around last night, which for me personally I found disgusting and vile, having a family member that has passed away from COVID-19.
Yeah, sorry to hear that as well.
It's all right. I mean, I've not really mentioned it to people.
No, you didn't. No.
If people, and I've said my bit to this individual, so if people don't like what I've said to this individual, then please feel free to not follow Hidden Realm. If you'd like to support an individual who makes mocking victims, and not only mocking victims of COVID-19, but using someone else's grave as a prop in his videos, it's just vile. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
and
we
this
know.
is the same person. This is the same person that cried when somebody made a T-shirt about him and got all his fans to send him a load of crap and rubbish, but yet he goes and do something which is 10 times worse. That's just massive contradiction.
Yeah,
so that's all I've really got to say about it.
Prayers go to your family, definitely. I mean, yeah, you didn't mention that. You keep things private, don't you? You know, it's how you are. But yeah, when we found that out, we thought, yeah, that's it can't be right, can it? So
no. I just think if people wanna, as I say, I've said my bit. I've left his page unfollowed. If people don't like what I've put, then don't follow my page. I'll never ever do any posts like that or anything so disrespectful. But if you are going to support him and follow him, then by all means. I've not got no time for it. Not when he kicked up such a fuss about a guy making a T-shirt about him. For him to then do this, it's just such contradiction. It's narcissistic behaviour. It's unnecessary and not interested. So that's all I've got to say.
No, yeah, and
so yeah,
and on that though, there's a nice unity of people out there as well, isn't there? And people that we can say, we can meet up with them. We can talk in the groups, share the stuff. What they're doing. For instance, like Paranormal Hauntings, good friends. They go out, they do the lives, they try and debunk stuff. I mean, we've been with them. You have yourself, and we find things do happen, and we try and debunk it. It's. But you also know that the kind of content they're going to make as well. So it's I think having that like unity of people, I think that is really good. To be able to avoid.
It's a cracking little unity that we've got going off. So fingers crossed that carries on. It's a positive that's come out of all this negativity. So let's talk about more than the positivity, negativity. Let's try and make something positive out of this situation.
Yeah.
There is a power unity. Go on, bud.
No, but yeah, also with that, all best to yourself and your family, bud. Definitely. I just want to say hello to Gary Rowe, Irene, Robin Pratt, which is which is there. Diane, hello, how you doing? David Potter and Sean Powell, how you doing? So yeah, we hope everyone's all right.
And hello, Don, as well.
A few people are jumping on now. So obviously there's the Power Unity going around at the moment. If anybody is interested in joining, message you guys, message Phil, message John, message Robin, Carol. Come and get involved. It's a great little community. People are sharing videos, sorting out investigations for when this is over. It's a real positive, right direction movement for this community, and I think it's amazing. So well done, guys, for sorting out.
Yeah, I mean, hello, Noreen, how you doing? Also, you're part of it as well. It's great. Hello, Mandy Bell. And we have been planning. We've got a few projects on go. Ready and waiting in effect, haven't we? We mentioned at the beginning that Project Ball and Chain, where we do pendulum over a map. We got some locations. Us three, me, Phil, and Adam. We went out to Nabs Wood, and me and Phil, we got there first. And we did EVP, and you could hear kids. They were definitely none for quite a distance. But then you turned up, didn't you? You heard it, and you went, uphill, where air were travelling, wind was travelling down. Up the hill, there were indoor five-a-side courts.
Kind of polluted things, didn't it?
Yeah. But you couldn't really hear it with your ears that much. But when you recorded it, it's that sensitive, it picked it up. And I thought that was an amazing debunk in effect.
But that comes to another, though, doesn't it, Adam? We were just on about the project that we're actually going to be doing together about pieces of equipment and the faults behind some of the equipment also, like high frequency dictaphones and low frequency dictaphones as such.
REM pods as well. I found a couple of faults with REM pods.
Remember that one in studio? That was pretty interesting.
Oh, REM pods.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a slight lag on this, lads. It seems to be lagging a bit.
There's a slight lag. That's why what I do is normally I just wait for a couple of seconds and I have a look to see if there's any lag on your end, like. But yeah, what we're talking about basically is do you know the equipment and the faults? What we were going to do as a team is just have a look at faults behind each piece of equipment. And to my surprise, I didn't know you found some on REM pods, Adam.
Yeah, I've found a couple of faults on REM pods, a couple of K2s. So when we get the video out there, it's in no shape or form against any electrics company who's made this equipment, and we'll have to cover up the signs, because normally ghost equipment providers stick their own little label on these, don't they?
Yeah.
So we'll have to cover those up because it's no reflection to the maker. I think it's probably just a fault in them all, which creates a lot of false positives. If you are a real investigator and you want to experience real activity, evidence, you need to be looking at your equipment to ensure you are not getting false positives.
Yeah. And also, we were thinking of doing a video where you could trigger it purposely. Look at ways of triggering things purposely. And people think, why would you do it? I think you should. I think it's good to know, because you could do it by accident, like that with it proximity sensor, and the walkie-talkie.
Yes. Yeah, you press
Yeah,
that.
that was by.
Mm.
It was pure by accident when we pressed the walkie-talkie and it set the ramp off.
Yeah.
So that shows you that somehow the radio frequency can break up the proximity. I don't know how it works. I'm not an electrical engineer. I'm not that good at science, so I don't know how it works.
No,
We'll actually look into that. Further as we get into into that project. That'll be cool. Can't wait. Actually, that'll be an interesting project.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to do a couple of videos looking at how to use certain pieces of equipment. So, like with that Unity there, we've got how to use how we use certain pieces of equipment, how to trigger them, faults. Together, it could make really interesting material for people watching, and people might even add things too as well. By all means, guys, when you see these videos coming out, you've got things to add.
Definitely.
No.
Definitely. If anyone's got anything to add to it, please feel free to send the footage over. It'll be a good video for people looking to get into the industry, Unity, equipment, thinking the particular evidence, and there is sometimes logical explanations. I'm not saying all the time, but a lot of times there is reasonable, rational, logical explanations for activity.
Yeah, definitely. Hiya, Kaz. Hiya, Leslie.
Hi, Kaz.
Yeah, hiya, Mark. Cultus. Yep. Irene said she had a scary 20 years. Oh, that's interesting. If you want us to know, just definitely message us in. It'd be interesting to know. Hiya, Julie and Nicola.
Yeah, so I can see that Noreen's put a comment. I can see that Noreen's put a comment about Paratech.
Yeah, I've put it on
there.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so obviously with your likes of Paratech, there is theories that it finds your location and it can sometimes give you words which are linked. I don't know if there's any proof in that whatsoever. But your likes of Paratech, it's so easy to link a word anyway. Like I could go on my phone now, get Paratech up, and it starts chucking words at me. I link at least 50% of those words to this conversation now.
Yeah, we get you.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. I mean, with ITC, we use it to see where it leads us. If it gives us a direction into something else. When it comes to good hits on ITC, I've seen Karen and David Barrett from Project Paranormal use it, and they've had some amazing stuff.
But the Mark Cultus box, though, you've got to admit, you can't really go wrong with that. We've had some good feedback also.
When me and our Phil,
are you just saying that because Mark's on, Phil?
Oh, I didn't know, to be honest. I weren't looking. All right, Mark, are you on?
Yeah, all right. He's after sponsorship, Mark.
No, we were Leslie at Wembley, and we were stood near window of this church, and we put it on for 5 minutes, and it came out with like 4 words in a row: church, something, and then I can't really remember off the top of my head, but the last one was Thomas. And as we turned around, the grave directly behind us, it had Thomas on. And it was just like 3 or 4 things what strung together with nothing else in between to break it up. 3 or 4 things that just strung together and it made sense where we were at the time. And I thought, I don't know. It were like too much of a coincidence. Yeah, I couldn't see it being a coincidence. You know, it was just.
Yeah.
I think we have got it as well. We have got it on video that as well. Because well, you don't expect it when it happens, and it just happened. But then again, what we got, were it through just a walkie-talkie at Coningsborough? That was crazy.
No, that was through the cultist box.
Oh yeah, you
it
asked.
was like a woman's voice, was it, if correctly?
Yeah, Amir.
I asked through walkie, and the response came through the cultist box, if you remember.
Yeah, I do now. Yep. Yeah, you asked through walkie-talkie,
and it was
and reply were just it were clear, weren't it? It were a interruption or a woman's voice. Yeah. It was just. Thing is, we didn't record it.
Yeah,
it was fascinating. That were good. I've got to admit.
All the background radio noise stopped, and it like just came through, didn't it? It was like a lady's voice, and there was no crackling, there was no radio chat. It was literally like you just got somebody on the phone.
Yeah, it were. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think that's happened since as well. I think we've got to do that again.
No.
That question there.
Yeah.
Can things get too complex, do you think, Adam?
Yeah, I do. I think some of the old school methods, scrying, really, really old school methods that the Victorians used to do, things like this, I think they are some of the best methods.
Yeah.
I think, was he called Price, for the old, really old school investigators?
Yeah.
I think he had some really interesting old methods. I think some of the modern electrical methods are quite easy to debunk. I'm not saying they aren't working, but from a skeptic's point of view, they are quite easy to debunk.
Yeah.
Which can be, even though you're getting hit after hit after hit after hit, you need something that's solid evidence that's undisputable, can't be debunked. But I have experienced some amazing ITC with you guys, with Dave, Project Paranormal, when we went to 30 East Drive, getting a lot of relevant answers coming through, not random words, relevant.
So,
yeah.
So Dawn and Diane, I'll be honest with you. I think EVP is great because I mean that one we got just before that reply at Coningsborough. We were round corner and we were at the gate and we recorded an EVP as someone scuffling behind us, and there were no one there.
Yeah,
there can't have been anyone there.
It was like footsteps, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember it. It was good. And we all turned around and we tried to recreate it. We tried to recreate the sound, but nobody could.
Because, I mean, this is the thing as well, guys, watching, and thanks for tuning in, everyone. We tried to recreate the noise. We're moving us feet where we were, and it were a different surface that made that noise. So it weren't us. It were the like more gravelly surface round corner. And I mean, this is length we got to debunk it. It's like, you know, we even checked that out as well, which were pretty good.
Yeah.
I must admit, when we were at Nabswood, even though we debunked that children's laughter, we had there were a weird feeling, and EMF were acting so odd. around that Dale,
Yes.
where that tragedy happened. It was terrible. The EMF, what I don't know. What do you think? Because that's not first time you've seen EMF act odd when on an investigation with us. Can you remember that one with Charlene where we said follow the? He only did it when Charlene spoke. It was so odd.
Yeah.
That were at Needle's Eye, that weren't it? Near Wentworth.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think to that, Adam?
Yeah. I think there is a video of that.
There is.
I couldn't explain it. We tried to debunk it. Sure as phones. We was onto airplane mode. We were putting the camcorders towards it. We were putting the ghost box towards it, and it was in a certain area. Funnily enough, child height near your leg, where the K2 just kept going up to red. We've got it on film, and I know I've uploaded it all to Phil, so hopefully ASAP that comes out, because I couldn't debunk it, and I tried my best too, and I know I do frustrate people when I try and debunk stuff.
No, I love it.
I don't mean to do it, or I don't mean, and I've got no. It's not an insult to people when I try and debunk ever happenings. It's just because I'm that passionately interested about it.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
There's also as well, guys. When we get back out there, what where's that place? Saracen's Head. Is it Southwell?
Yeah, Southwell near Nottingham.
That's an amazing. I like that place. I mean, we went there. The Saracen's Head pub itself is brilliant, but when we turned up a little bit earlier in the day, they've got a cathedral there, and it looked like Notre Dame. You know, it had there were a disaster there, weren't they, in France? That Notre Dame cathedral, and I mentioned it to a lady inside, and she said that guy literally went to France, liked the design, and kind of replicated it on front. And it was amazing. I like that. I like going inside it.
Yeah.
But there were an abbey round corner. Our Phil was sat on a bench, and he just went, I've had this thought of a guy in a chair, and something happening. And then we ran ITC a little bit, and then we looked up history, and it was something to do with a bishop, weren't it, Phil? He had a book under his leg.
Oh yeah, that was amazing how I got that. Basically, it was basically I sat down and I thought, it feels like someone sat in this place before and actually had deep thoughts about space. And I'm like, why am I thinking that? It was weird. And I said to John, I goes, look this place up. I goes, because it seems a bit strange. And we did. And we actually looked to his left, and there were a plaque saying that there were the old bishop that used to sit here under his book, because what it were is at the time, at the time they saw people who thought about space and different kinds of faiths and religions as pagan, as heretic. So what he used to do is he used to write down in his book and whatever else and put it under his bum if anyone were there. But yeah, I think he also died in that chair. I picked it up.
We'll definitely have to go back.
Yeah. Also, Adam, I think we mentioned it, and you're up for it. I think they found a skeleton there, and it were buried like they would do. We suspected vampires, so it's classed as a vampire burial location. And it just made me think: there's a few of these. Why don't we go on tour basically and look these locations up, see if all occurs that links them together, that kind of thing.
Take us holy water with us.
Yeah, and a few steaks.
Yeah, so there's a question down below, John.
Right.
Thank you, Irene. A few steaks. Yeah. Thank you, Irene.
My battery's going to go.
Right, all right, Adam, yeah, no problem.
My battery's literally just out, so I'll shoot off and try and find it. If I don't come back, obviously, thank you for watching and tuning on, and thanks for having me on.
So, no problem.
Thanks, Adam, as well. Yeah,
it's been a pleasure,
can't
mate.
wait to meet up. Yeah.
All right, guys. So I'll see you soon.
See you
Yeah.
soon,
in a
dude.
bit, mate.
So thanks everyone for watching. Thank you.
Definitely.
See you soon. I've got to shoot off. It's
Yeah.
literally
You
on
gotta
like
go.
one. So I just didn't want to disappear.
Definitely. No. See you later, mate. Now
Yeah.
that you, thanks everyone for tuning in. That were Adam from the Hidden Realm Paranormal. Please check his page out. Top guy. I mean, we've been on a few with him. He's gonna. So Irene from Japan. You've got me really intrigued on what that 20 years you mentioned. I hope you. I don't know if you've commented, but please send us a message or let us know.
Irene's actually messaged us privately and
okay.
beyond dimensions. Actually, could you talk further with her after this?
Yeah, definitely. I will.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. So we've had a question, Diane. Provoking spirit. No, it's not something. It's not something I like.
We do.
No,
we kind of observe, don't we? Mainly.
See, we so also like Steve Hemingway. What's in here? He'll say it as well. And Team Equinox Paranormal. They all go by it. It's you see if things are contacting us. Is usually the best way. Don't start a contact by insults, because it's just like real life. If you see someone walking across the road, if you start provoking them and insulting them, it's not the best way to open up a conversation, is it? It's going to probably end bad. So you don't do it, do you? So no, I don't. We don't. We try to stay away from all that, really. With some things, depending on what you're dealing with, you've got to be a bit strong in what you say, especially if it's coming across quite earth-based and negative. You kind of have to put a command into it that, again, you don't provoke an insult. So yeah, we don't like that. What is the Irene? True, they can get angry. That's it. Just like living. So 100%. Dawn, what's that place that you've investigated? You keep going back. I know. I just want to say hello to Ollie Bell. She's over in States. We're going to have her on live as well, I hope, on a chat.
Yes, when she's not busy, bless her.
Definitely. And we've got his technology set up here, so that's good. A couple of places we keep returning back to, Don. There's Uber Stand. I've actually walked around it a few times during lockdown because it's part of me like exercise walk. But even though I can just literally walk around it, now it won't take me long to do it now. I've still not investigated because I've said no investigations during lockdown. So yeah, you're very true. That's true. Use intent.
But
you don't
it's just like that, isn't it, John? When it comes to revisiting locations, you actually got to go more than once anyway, because in truth of it all, investigations can be to a lot of people be boring. Real life investigations is mainly sat there observing and listening. And I don't think quite a lot of people grasp that bit. That's why sometimes it can be hard for lives. Because Because normally, what you normally do is you set all your equipment up and you're quiet and you see, and probably you ask out a couple of times some questions, not provoking ones, but some questions. And it depends what you're called in for as well. Because it might not be that spirit responds to you. It probably just doesn't know you're there, and it rumbles about, and that you need motion sensors attached everywhere. So yeah,
it's also it makes me think deeper on that as well. So anyone, if what your opinions, comments, if they're different, it don't matter. Send them in, comment. But this is just my thought. It's like going into a pub. You walk in, you can walk in as a tourist. You know, people just leave you alone. If you go in regular, you become local. You end up talking to people. Now, what happens if you go on these investigations? You go to a location. First time you go, what happens if those spirits are literally sat there thinking, "Who's this one?" You know, another one. But if you keep returning, just what if they think he's here again? He must want something. Let's have a word. You know, what if things like that do work? You know, what if it works like that? There's also some people that energies at days and hours and months and things like that. They can all have a difference on investigations. So, yeah, it's. I think it is good to return to places. Uberstand, because it's local. It's not hard for us to just walk around there and give it a look at.
like Leslie, like Barracks.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example, because now we're actually building a case. We've been more than twice, and I think you need to go there more than 3 or 4 times.
I mean, history of that as well. I mean, literally, guys, Hillsborough Barracks. It's city. It's our city. We live in a village. Then there's town. Then city a bit further on. There were plans for a barracks over here and one in India, and they got the plans mixed up. They made the one that they should have built in India over here with a load of vent holes for warm climates, and then they made the one over there basically for winter. So they had to remodify it and change it for climates. I mean, it's crazy that, isn't it, to get that mixed up. But it's an amazing building. We've been 4 times now, and we are getting results in same areas. Like literally, we use different techniques. There's been scrying, water scrying, automatic writing. I like that one. That knife with talc.
Well, that's the case. I mean, that was last time we went. That was 4th time, and if we didn't have gone that 4th time, we wouldn't have had that experience of that knife moving. Because what we actually did, guys, we put talcum powder on a table, and we locked a camera off. Me being dippy, I put my actual camera a little bit too further away from bloody knife. So as we were doing his investigation and the room were completely locked off, when we came back up, my knife moved and you could see smudge marks on my knife moving. And I thought, yes, get in. This is going to be gold. This is going to be gold. Let's have a look at camera footage, John. Yeah.
But I'll give you that. The camera footage.
There were prints further up.
Yeah, and I mean, it picked up the fact that there were no one walking across that camera. No one walked in, which that's one thing it did pick up. Hopefully it's Mary Lou. That's really interesting. So a friend of mine, he has cases open over 20 years after first investigating. That is the point, though, isn't it? I mean, like that comment there. After 20 years, still things happening in those places. It shows you. Now, some people have mentioned what could be happening during lockdown to these locations that are usually investigated. Some of them might be recouping, the energy, freshening up. Yeah, but one thing to look out for is everyone's in their houses more. Energies are building up in houses. If you ask me, I think that's the biggest effect of this lockdown. Everyone's in their house more often. I mean, Victorians, a lot said, things happen more then because there were no TV, there were less entertainment, less distraction, and some people literally did it. They went to work, or if some didn't work, they did the practices, and they might have done them for like throughout the day, days on end, and it built up an energy, and that's why some say they got better results.
Yeah. Did you look at that question?
Yeah, that was awesome. So that what don't sometimes depending on your mood. Yeah. So if you ever walk into a room and you're in a bad mood and everyone's happy, straight away you know there's a difference. Everyone knows that you're not, and it can be a conversation can just die. So what if spirits are in one mood? You walk in, you just finished work, you're stressed, you're hungry, you're tired. What if that does put a block in that communication? And it's a theory.
Well, it's like that though, isn't it, John? How we've come to a point of harmony in a group when it comes to investigating. Because obviously everyone in that group's going to have a different mood, and that mood sets off a frequency.
Yeah.
So is it actually come to think of it? I mean, do you know when you go to a spiritualist church, everyone sings that horrible music. You've got to have that sing along. I don't like it personally, but you've got to sing along. Eventually, you do sing a bit of a tune, and you do actually get into mood. Not hallelujah type thing, but as you get into mood at singing, and then you actually kind of people are on the same level, aren't they? Probably that's what you got to do. Start an investigation.
that music is there, Phil, to cheer you up, put everyone a nice level. I don't like that. Dude. They're called hymns, then, Phil. You're not like.
Yeah, I know.
Is that how to do with your singing voice? Yeah.
You don't want to know my singing voice, trust me.
You don't want to know mine. I mean, I put a bass tune into the back now, really low. It's like Irene's saying. Some spirits will look to see if you are tired, see if you are stressed. Because that might be their vibration, and that might power them. And then it latches onto you, kind of thing. It's like it becomes embedded, and that's also another big thing. Like Steve Hemingway and Julie Holiday talk about being positive. Always be positive as much as you can. But I can do small bits of comedy, but I can't sing. Definitely not.
Oh, a bit like Jungle John.
Yeah, Jungle John.
I'm actually expanding this, guys. Jungle John and Clueless Phil, right? And there's going to be a short episodes coming out soon after this lockdown. Anyway.
All right, Mandy. We might sing one day. Yeah.
Doubt it, unless I really get drunk. But I'd have to not drink online because it'll be bad for people to see.
Yeah. I remember singing Vindaloo once on a karaoke. You know that bit where it says Vindaloo loads of times?
Yeah.
I kind of started off like this, and it just kept going like that until it just plateaued into nothing. And they literally turned song off to get me off. It was that bad. So, it's all good. Did Dawn ask, does it matter the number of people? Well, I think it probably does. Hi, Deborah. How you doing? I think it does matter how many people's at an investigation, or more to Pat's point, how close they are. I mean, you've got obvious noise pollution, but your brain and your heart, it's giving off a lot of energy, and collectively, all this energy together it could drown out any subtle energies. So, to me, yeah, hi Malcolm. I think it will. I think it will make a difference how many people are on an investigation, because there's a lot of energies floating about, and you can't. It's going to be hard. One thing there I wanted to look at. Right, Matt, we're all right. No. What do you think, Phil? Amount of people does, doesn't it?
I'd say you've always got to investigate with someone, no matter what. Being on yourself, it's, well, you're going to scare yourself and put fear factor in there anyway. So, it's always good to investigate with someone. But make sure that it's just minimal, because at the end of the day, there's you can't help people when they move and make noise. So when you do EVP sessions and you've got a group of 20 or 30 people, someone's going to cough, someone's going to move, and you can't really say, "Can you stop moving?"
Yeah. You stop breathing for me, please. Yeah,
you're breathing too loud. Sorry, stop breathing. You can't do that. No. Unfortunately, you just got to then think, well, the EVP is going to have some noise pollution. If it's down to a minimum, then you know that it's not going to be as contaminated.
That last one there, the question there, Phil, just put that up.
Which one?
Irene, have you ever seen an evil spirit?
Whoa, I can't see it. Oh yeah, that one.
Seen? Let me think. Yeah, I think I have. Me, it's mostly when I'm asleep. So I wake up. Not asleep, but I'm asleep. I woke up, and it were right bottom of my bed. I've had that a few times. Different kind of characters.
Why would you think it were evil?
No, well, this is it. Some I've seen totally fine with me, but this one, it made me sick. It made me feel sick.
Yeah.
It just felt bad. Felt wrong.
So you know yourself that within it were not a very nice one. I mean, to me, Irene, as well, it's not a spirit of we're an animal. It were rats. It were that simply that debug box that ever tortured me for a good 2 weeks. I had a 2 week of, I thought I was going to get put in an upward. I'll put myself in an upward because I knew something were wrong. Until I knew definitely that it was spirit, then I got rid of it and I made sure that everything were clear in house and my room. And to this day, and because that debug box is out of possession of our John, everything's fine. So I'd say I had a mad 2 week of evilness.
On that as well, we want to mention we've got an L coming up on a chat. Now, so guys, this is we talk paranormal, we do paranormal, but on Beyond Dimensions, we look at other things as well. Because we do mostly paranormal, that's what we've done. But we want to look at other things as well. So, and now when she comes on, we're going to put a YouTube link on. If you like this, what's going to be coming up, if you support to YouTube, that's great. So it's about positive thinking. It's about mindfulness and like the ability for your mind to heal you through positive thoughts and actions. I mean, there's loads of things out there. There's hypnotherapies. I mean, past life regressions do help people when they've done them. Everyone's got different opinions on that, but some people, they go through those past life regressions and it answers things for them, and that can help them. That's a good one, Phil. So when an L comes on a chat, it's pretty soon. But it's about helping people help themselves through daily life, positive thoughts. We're going to look at Buddhism as well, and it's because I'm all right saying it. I've had stress. I've always been a bit of a worrier in the past. So weirdly enough, we did go to a Buddhist temple because I thought, let's learn how to meditate, and thank you. I thought they know how to meditate. It's what they do, and it were amazing. It literally, it were great. It were great to do. So
that's what's coming up, guys. Anyway, the Light of Wisdom is going to be a series of talks, basically, on what John were mentioning. We're wanting also to create this like a Buddhist group, where we talk about the scripture or what Buddha we're talking to about his disciples, about philosophy and life and such, and that will be coming up soon as well. Like once a week, where we'll probably gather some people up and we'll talk about a verse and and spitball from that.
Yeah, I mean, also those verses. We went to this Buddhist temple, and it does connect at paranormal. There's it's like Steve Hemingway says, and many others. You've got to be positive. You don't let. If you start being negative, it can lead to it can go down a different path. It's about helping people, hopefully, to combat. Because who doesn't suffer a bit of stress in the life? I think everyone does. It's life, isn't it?
And anxiety and such, so that as well.
Anxiety, yeah. And I think it is important, people. So I can't. Yeah, it'd be great to talk to her now. It's what she does. She's really knowledgeable on these subjects, and it'll be great to talk to her about. But those verses from Buddhism, like Mandy said there, it's not a religious thing. It's about looking at a verse, and I asked. There were a Buddhist Lama there, and I said, "What's the correct answer? What you're asking us about this verse?" And he literally said, "There's no correct answer. You ask 10 people, you get 10 different replies, and it's just about getting that connection to those verses." So yeah, we'll do that, and I'll be honest with it. It was brilliant, and we'll probably not say too much more because
obviously it's off the subject. So Don was saying about
good.
We do self cleansing ritual after an investigation.
I do,
we certainly do. As soon as I get home, mine's a Buddhist way of doing things. I'll have to explain in more detail at some point what I do.
We'll make a little vid on that. Because ours is. I think everyone's a bit different a little bit.
Yeah, I mean everyone has a different way, but mine's in such a strange way, and to most people. So yeah, we'll do a video on that and explain what kind of meditations that you can actually do.
Phil, you're not getting away with this one. Mandy Bell asked, Phil, would you have that debug box back?
No.
For research purposes.
No.
I don't answer to that one.
I hope people can see expression here. No, none whatsoever. And you're not either.
No, yeah, because we live just round corner.
Yeah.
I had it. I was getting information from it. I put this is Charlene's debug box from Paranormal Hauntings. I'll be honest with you, it's only one that I've ever got anything from. You want to check that out, guys. There's even a magazine just for that one. So I put a cross on it because I'm thinking, hey, this is so much going off. So I put a cross on it. As soon as I did that, I felt
that's when it kind of latched to me for some strange reason.
Yeah. And he didn't know what I did. and vice versa. I didn't know what were happening. See, he don't say no ever. Yeah, it were well, it were unbelievable. Yeah. So there's a lot of people there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people what don't follow any organized religion, and yeah, that's fine. It's about having your own system of positivity. What makes you higher, makes you think higher, keeps you from getting low, and things like that. And that's why we've got an L on coming on. I'm looking forward to that. It's brilliant. As long as you've got your own thing, and you can look after yourself and stuff like that.
Well, just about time, John, because there's going to be Dan and
So there's going to be a few lives out there.
Oh, there's that clap, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there is one around here.
Let's just get 2 minutes.
Yep. I thought that were on a Thursday, Phil.
It is, isn't it? I was just gonna go. I was just gonna go out and get Panna.
All right. Now, I'll be honest with you. We have observed that on Thursdays at 8 o'clock.
Thursday, isn't it? Oh my God!
I'm
losing time.
All those care workers, all those just people running country, still running country, people running country. Well done to them. Excellent. NHS, brilliant. Loving it. Excellent effort. It's mad times. So
clueless. Yeah. It's happening.
Around here, we have got that clap does happen. A lot of noise. Brilliant. Beautiful birds singing outside. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Since lockdown, we've heard them more.
Yeah.
You don't usually hear it.
Coming back in, isn't it? It's not as busy. It's brilliant.
So, right, guys. If you can just let. They're all merging into one days and weeks and months at the moment. So yeah, I get what you're saying there, Mary. So when it comes to the positive thinking, guys, if there's any subjects in particular you'd like to look at, like past life regressions, hypnotherapy, things on anxiety, different anything like that, let us know, and then we can let Annelle know, and she can probably look at covering them, first, or make a little order to it, because we do hope it's going to be helpful. Hiya, Robin. How you doing?
Yeah, we're just about to leave, because I know that there's who's on. There's Dan Litchfield on.
Dan Litchfield's live. So yeah, he's live 8 o'clock. So yeah, that's great. There's loads of other things happening, and it's great. May I ask what platform you're using to split live? Is it mobile or desktop? You've got to use a computer, haven't you, for this platform, Phil?
Yes.
Yeah.
An hardwire into your modem.
Yeah, it's
wireless.
It's StreamYard, Tyler.
Yeah, that's the software. Yeah,
that's the software. Yeah.
I mean, there is other ones like Zoom and all that. But I've actually just found that StreamYard's been smoothest at the moment when you hardwire it to your modem.
Yeah, well, especially when I'm using this and not my mobile phone, so I'm getting some stick for it not working properly.
Yeah, John.
Nice one. So, yep.
Yeah, so it's a bye from me.
And a bye from me. And yeah, anything you want to look at, just let us know. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be coming back on. Thank you.